Here we are now on Crusaders TV, and time now for another edition of Coach's Corner with Crusaders GM and head coach Tim Fragle. Tim, you guys end the regular season. You finish in 5th spot in the North Division. Your overall assessment of the 60 games played this year?
Yeah, I thought we had a real good start and to the season, and come out and played pretty good till middle of November. Middle of November to Christmas break, we struggled, and then we were kind of hot and cold here after Christmas. At times, we've dealt with some pretty significant injuries throughout the year, losing one of your top defensemen for 30 games in Brett McGee, and having Tommy Nixon only play 19 games, and having a 17-year-old Zach play 41. Those are, three key things for us that the year could have been a bit different in terms of those types of things. But I mean, where we are is we ended up in a tough division in a pretty good spot here, and really overall for a team that lost as much offensive power as we did last year, that we found ways to score this year. And I think our overall depth shows that.
How do you feel in terms of elevation of play? I mean, a lot of the teams in the division in the new year really elevated their play, Bonnyville, Drayton Valley. Do you feel you guys elevated your play at some points in the final few months?
I thought we were real good at the end of January. There was a 2-week span there where we didn't lose in 5. We played real good for that portion. And then I thought we got away from our game. I thought we were looking more at, we have to win, and forgot about the process. And we can't forget about the process moving forward here.
All right, well, I'll ask you about those injuries going into the first round. The key notables in Tommy Nixon and Brett McGee, and a couple that lingered to end the year. Who's coming back? Who's going to be out still?
Yeah, we'll be without Lane Zablocki up front. He will not be ready. And Brett McGee will not be ready for round 1 as well. Still Ben McLeod is still out on the back end as well. And then in net, Tommy Nixon will start the series. Probably in a backup role to start, as he's just coming back off injury. And that's our current kind of update on those situations.
All right, well, a matchup against Fort McMurray. You last played this team a few years ago in the second round. Obviously different teams, different makeup. What is it about this Oil Baron team that is going to, possess some challenges against your group?
Yeah, they've got a good forward group. Their top guys are real high-end guys. I like their back end, defend hard, and got a good mix there, some size and some skilled guys back there. And then in net, exceptional goaltending. So, I mean, real deep team that is good on home ice, and they've got the advantage there on us in getting the extra game. So we're going to have to play good in their building.
Yeah, it comes with the fact of the matter is you're going to have to win one game there at least to win this series. What do you feel it's going to take? What can you take in from certain games where you guys played well this year to try and get a victory up north?
Yeah, I mean, the sooner the better you get that victory in the series can change the complexion of the series. So hopefully in game 1 or 2. That being said, up there, I mean, we lost the game 2-0 when I was away with Team Canada, but a game that was close. The game I was up there for when we lost 4-2, we gave up. They got too early, and after that it was pretty even game. So I think anywhere on the road you want to have a good start. There's no question, but especially in a playoff series up in Fort McMurray, you need to have a good start, and you need to not be distracted by the elements up there, as that they get a favorable crowd and they get behind their team and make it difficult on the opposition.
It was a home ice series during the regular season between these two teams. What worked for you guys so well in holding them to only 1 goal in the 3 games that they played here this year?
Yeah, at home I just thought we were exceptional with regards to our team defense against them. We didn't give them anything. There were a couple nights I think they had just around 20 shots only through 60. So we had good buy-in with our team defense. So that's how you win in the playoffs. So we got to get that, transform that success here at home on the road.
You guys were a win away from going to the 3rd round last year. A really exciting playoff run for you guys, although it was short-lived. You had some players step up. Who do you feel can this year be a guy that steps up to the plate and performs well in the postseason?
Well, I think it starts number 1 with our goaltender. I think Zach has showed at times this year that as a young goaltender he can take that next step. So I think it starts there. I mean, everybody knows that in playoffs. And then I also think that you look at guys on the back end. We expect things out of Schmorkov and Phaneuf, but I think if you look at a guy like Ben Soa and Chris McKay, those type of guys can play prominent roles in a long series, big, tough guys to play against. And then up front, I've just, liked to develop as our development of our younger forward group. If you look at guys like, Van Oz and Gammer and Maltby, and all our first-year forwards have just developed this year, and I think they're all going to play a contributing factor in this series. I mean, we've had to score throughout our lineup this year, so we're going to need all 12 forwards, and we're going to be starting game one, not with a full deck, but that's the way it is.
Well, and lastly, Tim, your group has probably been battle-tested. You've been in a lot of one-goal games. Does the fact that, you don't start at home, which was the goal at the beginning of the year, kind of not huge of a deal because you guys have been so battle-ready, and it seems to have been playing playoff hockey the last couple months?
Yeah, I mean, that's the one advantage. We played a lot of tight games, no question. That being said, you look back at a few games, and easily we could be in home ice. If you look a few that got away from you that we're disappointed at. And, I mean, every team could say that, so I don't think we're alone there. But, in terms of that battle test ready, I think with the injuries we've dealt with this year to where we are and, those tight games, I mean, hopefully we're hoping that'll allow us to have a good showing here in the playoffs.
Do you have a goal in mind for this postseason, or is it just a game at a time, series at a time, that sort of thing?
Well, I think long-term you play to win the championship, right? I mean, that's the long-term goal, and we know it's a journey to get there, and you have to go through 4 different series to get there. But I think that's the long-term goal, and the short-term goal now is go in and be good game one, and in a best-of-5 series, you got to, take it game by game. You can't get too high, you can't get too low, but I think going back to your question, in a long-term goal, you play to win the championship, regardless of where you finish in the playoffs. You've seen it at the highest level, at the NHL level, where the 8th seed can win 3-4 rounds and get a chance to win the cup. And so it doesn't matter where you finish. It's a new season, and we're hopefully going to be able to relish that.
Well, the run for the Gas Drive Cup starts Thursday in Fort McMurray. Game 2 Friday. Game 3 back here on Sunday in Sherwood Park. And Game 4, if necessary, the next night, Monday night. Game 5 could be Wednesday, the next Wednesday in Fort McMurray. Tim, thanks a lot and good luck.
Thanks for having me.